And
You're just gonna fire it right off
action.
without even.
This is how we should start it. See, you like it, don't you? I told you.
I do like this.
This is next level.
It's just the instrumental.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
the karaoke one.
I
Yeah.
love it.
I don't know all the words. I don't know what KC says to his Sunshine Band on here, but it's good.
Do you know what
It's
I
real
think
good.
about when I hear this song?
Think about me cutting a rug.
Detroit Rock City, where he's just spinning around before he vomits.
That's a
in that.
good one.
Oh,
That's
God.
a good one. Yeah, shaky wee wee.
Hey,
Oh.
second row front, shake it wee wee.
Plant. Anyway, what songs does he play from Kiss? Love Gun, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Love-
No.
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 Not Destroyer.
No.
Oh, come on, Dwight. By the way, welcome to the
Gosh, I
podcast.
can't
It's
remember.
Shooting the Bull with Brock and Dwight. I think we're going to change names eventually. I think we're going to do Conspiracy in Cars
Ooh.
or Conspiracist. What's
Conspiracies?
Conspiracies in Cars getting coffee.
Kind of like Cars and Coffee.
we're
but
gonna
Conspiracy and
steal-
Coffee,
we're gonna
Cars,
steal-
Coffee.
We're going to steal the Jerry Seinfeld thing. He has comedians in Cars getting coffee.
Oh, yeah,
we
he
have
does, doesn't he?
conspiracists in Cars getting coffee. Even better.
Right, that's right.
Isn't that great?
That's
I don't
really
think
good.
I don't think he can come at us with that one. I don't
No.
think I think we're safe on that.
I think so too. Until he comes out for being a pedophile. too.
Right. To be honest, it doesn't really have it working for him when he groomed and again, I love
Right?
Seinfeld, but look, the girl was 16 when they were
Right.
Come on, Jerry. Come on, Jerry. I know it was the 90s. Jerry. It was the late 90s, early 2000s. Jerry.
See what I'm saying? See how this is all it's like starting to
I know
track.
it's hard to like every time I watch Seinfeld, there's still a little part of me like, yeah, dude, man.
Once it's been seen, you cannot
yeah,
unsee it.
unsee
dude.
it.
People are pedophiles.
What was the song? What was the
Strutter.
Strutter? That's what it is. Yeah, Strutter. Ron Jeremy over there
Yeah,
before all the sexual assault charges on him
Oh, right.
too. Yeah,
dude.
right.
Pedophile too.
Yeah.
They're not.
Can you? No. Just a sexual assault.
Yeah,
A little grabby, gropey,
Who would have
gropey.
thought that guy would have ended up being a perv?
It makes sense. Do you know he was in the cut scene wide shot in Ghostbusters? So when the big marshmallow, when the Stay Puff
Yeah.
Michelin Mark or whatever Stay Puff man
Yeah.
in like so when they shot it, if you nowadays we can do the big whatever we can get the widescreen.
Oh
version.
yeah.
It's him. He's in that scene. He's looking up and he says, I think he has a line, but it
Really?
didn't make the final cut.
It's big.
Yeah,
That's what
something
he
like
says. It's big.
Is that what he is big?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then he
and
was
if
actually
it's
talking
big,
about his cock.
If it's big, if it's
Got it.
big to him,
That guy, how you could look like that and just be rocking a hog,
the hedgehog.
rocking a hog.
That's probably what a lot of guys are. They
That's
have that
true.
big old
That's
hog.
true.
They don't look
Yeah,
like porn stars. They look like
well, when you look at male porn stars, they're not like Brad Pitts. I'm not saying they're bad looking guys,
no.
but you know,
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't fuck them.
no.
You know.
I mean, I just to see what it's all about. Curiosity killed the cat. Am I right? Right there. Hey, you got it. Anyway, hey, Dwight. Welcome to it. I know this is a weird way to start. We are 3 minutes in and we have accomplished nothing.
Not
Zip. Okay, so I
you're
asked
not
Dwight.
drunk yet.
No, well, I'll get there.
Yeah. Hurry up.
What's in the glass?
We only got 30 minutes.
It's a little drink called None of Your Business. All right, none of your goddamn business. That's what's in the glass. So before we started, I said, Dwight, what are we talking about? And you said, did you hear?
Exactly.
And that's what a lot of the sentences from Dwight starts with when
Did
he
you hear
says,
about
did you hear about this? And I go, Jesus, no. So the CIA, Ark of the Covenant, you had me
Right.
look it up. So
Yeah, dude.
Dwight,
this has actually been released for quite a while, but somebody kind of dug around and found it. I don't remember exactly how, but I remember it just became a big thing again.
USA Today has something on from 6 days ago. Yahoo has something on from 5 days ago. The Independent 5 days ago. Forbes 4 days ago.
Yep.
Declassified. The Jerusalem Post declassified CIA files reveal. I'll edit that part out.
I don't need them coming after.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So you watch out. You got to keep your head on your shoulders with those guys. So what do we got? What is this, Dwight?
Yeah, it's a CIA document. You go to CIA.org. I
actually,
understand.
I do have it. That's at the very top of the.
There you go.
But it looked a little too
couple
official.
Parts of it. So that part that you got pulled up right there. That's like a generic description of what they were doing, and then there's a second part to it that you can pull up that's going to be more. There you go. That's more detailed.
So, date 5th of December, 1980. The
87?
Year of our Lord, 1988.
88. Okay, yeah. Yep.
A start time 09:15. What would that be? So 9 o'clock in the morning.
1500. Yeah.
End time 10:45. I don't know, but do you want me to? Should I read this?
Go ahead and read it, and then I'll kind of explain what they were doing with
this. Is from official. So this is from CIA.gov. Target is a container. This container has another container inside of it. The target is fashioned of wood, gold, and silver. The target is similar in shape to AOL, a coffin. I know AOL is in parentheses, and is decorated with seraphim. See sketch page 16. This target is located somewhere in the Middle East, as a language spoken by individuals present seem to be Arabic. Visuals of surrounding buildings indicated the presence of mosque domes. See page 12. Individuals in the area were clothed in virtually all white, had black hair and dark eyes. One figure I homed in on. Homed? I thought it was honed. Did they hit maybe the M instead of the N on that one? Anyway,
not sure.
Inon wore a mustache. The target is hidden, underground, dark, and wet. Were all aspects of the location of the target. Speaking of dark and wet, and that was kind of right there. That wasn't in there. I just added that for my own. The purpose of the target is to bring a people together. See page 16. It has something to do with ceremony, memory, homage, the resurrection. There's an aspect of spirituality, information, lessons, and historical knowledge far beyond what we know. The target is protected by entities, see page 14, and can only be opened now by those who are authorized. Jesus Christ.
It's okay. I know where you got your education from. It.
I've said some big words so far. All
Public
right.
school.
Authorized to do so. This container cannot be opened until the container, time is deemed correct. Sorry. Once it is time to open the container, the mechanics of the lock system will be found to be fairly simple. Individuals opening the container by prying or striking are destroyed by the container's protector. See page 17. Though the use of the power is unknown to us. End paragraph.
Correct.
End page.
Wow.
Okay, so what do we got here, Dwight?
So what they're talking about, and this is why some people are like, oh, Jesus. And the seraphim that they're talking about, it's two eagles on top of it that are described exactly how they describe the Ark of the Covenant in the Bible, where it's, they're just two eagles on top of it with their wings pointing towards each other. Okay. So that's what that is. So what they're doing here, what this is it's a remote view from a quote unquote, it's from a remote viewer, but a lot of the media will just call them psychics. But the CIA was, it was heavily involved with the remote viewing. That was Project Stargate. That's what they were doing.
So Reader's Digest version Project Stargate, because I have no idea what it is.
They're using remote viewers, or i.e. psychics, to do CIA type stuff, CIA type investigations. They're trying to. There's famous cases of.
We're talking psychics, like.
What they do is it's not like your psychic where they're they're reading your palm or something like that.
Flipping cards over and telling you what it is.
Right,
gotcha,
the tarot cards, which are demonic. But this is using consciousness to transverse, like we talked about before, transverse the cosmos, or just go around and look at things using your consciousness, not your physical body.
So they dropped this. This has now been released. I don't know when was this released.
I think it actually was released a while
ago, and now someone is. Of course, was it released when Epstein killed himself? Was it again something?
No, I think it was before that.
Before that,
I think it was way before that. This might have been
released. It's the Ark of the Covenant. It's
the Ark of the Covenant.
That's what they actually. This is what it is.
Yeah, they wanted somebody to remote view the Ark of the Covenant. So what they do is the CIA will take with their what do they call it, the target. They'll take the target, they'll write it down, they'll put it in an envelope, and they'll set it there, and then you're supposed to remote view exactly what's inside that envelope. That's how it works. And what they do is they then go into, how I understand it is they go into like some form of hemisync, where you can synchronize both sides of your brain, and only a select few people in the world can actually do this.
Right.
And that's what they were trying to do, is like remote view via spying. They were trying to spy on Russia with this, and also Russia, the KGB had their own remote viewers doing the same thing to us. That's why consciousness is so important.
Watching them discovering this, getting to the, or
no,
just
you could take your consciousness, your mind, not your brain, but your consciousness, and you can go places with it.
Go where you want to go with it. Yeah.
So one guy remote viewed a huge submarine that was being built in Russia, and they said he was crazy. He wrote it down for the CIA, gave it to CIA gave it to the DOD, and the DOD said that's insane.
And then they found it.
They can't. That's impossible.
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, you're impossible. Set sail in like 2 weeks." So here it is, and it ended up being one of the largest submarines ever, and it was legit and real. And he even pinpointed it down to everything. I mean, you can look all that up too. I can't remember what the guy's name is, but that's what they're doing. They're using remote viewing to basically try to find out where the Ark of the Covenant was, because they obviously know it's a weapon.
Okay, wait. So wait. They
and I think I have some inside information about where it is.
Okay, wait. So what we're reading right here is not guys actually there with it.
No.
This is remote viewing of it.
This is somebody like you and me sitting in a room and
going,
the remote viewers.
This is what I see.
Yes.
It's this, it's that,
yes.
it's the gold on the outside and wood, and there's people there, and if I try and strike it open, I'll be killed. It's okay.
Exactly.
So this isn't some guy.
No.
This ain't some Indiana Jones.
No.
Down there.
No.
With a
Everything
bag
is
of
done for your
sand.
consciousness. That's what I'm talking about, is like being the,
Okay.
dude, that's the future.
I
This
got
is what
you.
I'm talking about. We're not going to transverse the cosmos in a spaceship. It's going to be through your consciousness. It's going to be remote viewing, basically. And everybody's going to be unlocked to be able to do this. Everybody has the power to be able to do this.
Okay. I like this, but also now it makes me a little skeptical.
Of course. And that's
because
yeah.
There was also a guy who, Ron L. Hubbard, who said he looked into a sack and, found out and made an entire religion in the 70s.
Mhm.
Later,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Not saying this isn't real,
No.
but I didn't realize that. I thought maybe this was some guys that stumbled upon this and actually like Indiana Jones this thing.
But you actually, well, hang on. I got some inside information.
Okay, so give me that info.
Okay, wait, let's just talk about remote viewing, and then we'll get to that inside information about what this actually is. And I do have a story like that backs this up. So remote viewing also has a bunch of they have a bunch of documentation of other remote viewers that have remote viewed a lot of other things. The other thing, it's a bunch of it. There's you got to dig deep and start to like really look into remote viewing and how like police organizations were using remote viewers to find children and finding them.
Yeah.
That's all over. But what I think what we got to take away from this is like it's documented and it's out there. And at the end of the day, why is the CIA so obsessed with this stuff? And they actually were like experimenting with it.
Government officials funded by the American people, the American people's tax dollars.
Yeah.
If you're doing there some, a Ouija board shit, I don't know exactly if I want but maybe there's something to it. Maybe there's something to it. Okay, wait. Okay, here's a question.
Captured science, right?
Here's a question that any other remote viewing documented cases of this?
Of this? No, not that I've seen.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
But again, it goes in line with, well, like you said, what's written in the Bible, obviously historical, religious documents, writings, scripture, what have you. So it's not like some guy just randomly made this up. It coincides with what could possibly also be found elsewhere in writings, everything like that.
And look to your movies too. Like, what was it? 81 Raiders of the Lost Ark came out.
Yeah.
You got to look to your movies, dude. These people, Steven Spielberg knows a lot more than what, there's ufologists that go and ask Steven Spielberg things. And he's just like, well, look here.
Yeah.
I know. And because he's got an inside track. They show you little things. They give you little breadcrumbs to follow. And Raiders of the Lost Ark, you know, that kind of just like got this thing kind of on the map. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, we have this thing and here it is, or we know where it's at, or XYZ. But my opinion, if you're asking me, I know from some people, now this is like secondhand, probably more like third hand, that invasion of Iraq. I was told before I even saw any of this stuff, I was told that when we went in there, we immediately went to it was like a bunker of a historical nature.
Are you talking about WMDs?
Talking
What we're looking
2003.
for 2003.
2003.
Look out. Here we go.
That's where they went. They went there immediately. And this is this is secondhand to third hand. Like I was told by somebody that like we went in there and we took something. And what we took was an ancient weapon. That's what I was told by some people. And whether it's true or not, dude, like this guy was dead serious. He's like, I was told by so-and-so that when we went in there, and he was part of it, that it was a weapon. And that's what all the people knew that went in there, this small group of people that went to retrieve whatever it was that they retrieved from Saddam Hussein, that he had this thing. Again, which lines up perfectly with what they're talking about here.
So obviously we knew about it beforehand, or we knew something about it beforehand. 9/11 happens. Okay. A few years later, obviously we retaliate pretty much immediately. And then we kind of reset whatever. And that's to go take something very powerful from the enemies that be. Am I in the right page? Or
powerful, but you can't use it because there's, when they talk about the entities, they're not talking about physical beings.
Yeah, though, I mean, here's no.
I don't think they're talking about that. They're talking about like the power that is.
The target is protected by entities. Mm-hmm. See page, which by the way, this first paragraph, and then it says, oh, see page 14. Page 14 is nothing. Like page 5. Whoever put this together, my daughter, my 3.5-year-old daughter,
it's just sketches. They're trying to sketch what they're seeing is what they're doing there.
Like here, look at this. What was the guy? The guy drawing a little bulldozer, and then you go through and it's like, wait, where's page 14? See if page 14 is any help whatsoever.
You're trying to read tea leaves here because you don't really understand too what is actually behind some of this stuff.
Man. Like that, to me, right? If I were to just find this, I'd be like, this is scribblings of nothing. There's the eagle. Seraphim.
Yep.
Seraphim.
There's 2 of them on top.
Yeah. So that makes sense, but everything else is, I mean,
there's
teach death. Yeah. So, I mean, there's just, it's a lot of nonsense to me though. But again, I'm an outside looking in.
When this remote viewer is jotting this stuff down and trying to describe it and everything like that, they're actually having a conversation with your CIA agent.
I'm getting that.
And they're just jotting it down.
So some guys over there with his eyes rolled back, just going,
this is after the remote view. Then they come to you and tell you what's inside the envelope, and that's what, like, we want you to remote view. So what they do is they give you this envelope. You don't know what's inside of it, what's written inside of it, and then what's written inside of that was Ark of the Covenant. Remote view this, so that let's say you're the remote viewer. You don't know what's written down inside this envelope. I
grab it. I'm in some room, a small room.
You don't even touch it. You just know it's in the room with you. It's in there. Remote view what's on this piece of paper inside the envelope. And then you just remote view it. So then you do this.
Yeah.
And then you look and see what it is. That's how it works. And then, so that's how the CIA does it.
So this right here
viewing works.
This so what was typed up here? That whole thing I read at the beginning, that was written by the remote viewer or someone who was relaying CIA who relayed
to the remote.
The guys, what did you see?
Yep.
Tell me.
Yep.
And that's what we got.
Yeah. So the remote viewer will dictate it to the person to type it down.
That's wild, man.
Yeah, that's how remote viewing is. There's a really good Sean Ryan show about a guy that was like one of the top remote viewers.
I'm real big on it with the Long Island Medium. I watch her a lot, and I know she's got some.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Hey, what about there's that thing.
That lady's just the best.
Have you seen the telepathy tapes? Have you dug into that?
Telepathy tapes?
Telepathy tapes.
Telepathy? Okay.
Yeah,
no, I have not seen that. No.
Watch it and then come back. And what you should have done is watch that first, and then we should have went over this. Because it's about kids that are nonverbal autistic that are telepathically talking to their parents. and it's all documented. Joe Rogan had her on. It's a lady. It's called Telepathy Tapes. Got to watch it.
Oh, well, I'll check it out. Yeah,
Check it out. It's eerie.
Wow.
And it's like at the end of it, everybody's like, yeah, these kids are communicating through some form of telepathy.
Well, I
Okay.
think, well, I mean, and that actually does, I think it's on as a parent to child, a higher level of communication that happens. I know even with my daughter, is like, I know her, and so I can see
My
that if
wife
something
and
is
I,
almost just forced, or not forced, but
Synchronicity.
yeah, right. It's just because you mesh, and whether it's you got the same kind of aura that connects.
It's
There's
synchronicity.
It's
Actually, it's
But it
not
doesn't happen
aura,
with
it's
everyone,
it's
though.
consciousness.
But it doesn't happen with everyone, though.
It because you're not tuned in. Like the synchronicity, you're smearing shit over the top of something that you're telling yourself that isn't true and real. So when you see synchronicities, you start dismissing those.
Yeah.
That's the universe telling you that like you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
Synchronicities are real, and synchronicities need to be taken, and like your dreams, all of that needs to be taken into account of like how to live your life.
What about my dream about Sidney Crawford getting me a Pepsi?
The wet dreams, dude.
The wet dreams.
You talk about
those are the strongest of all.
Dude, you want to talk about like
hold on, wait. Are you
lucid dreams?
What are we getting?
What the fuck is a wet dream?
Okay,
let me tell you that.
Time out. Hold on. No. This is a totally different conversation. Everyone tune in next week for wet dreams and what do they mean? Because we're talking right. I don't want to go from Ark of the Covenant to me ruining my Egyptian cotton sheets, okay?
Cotton sheets.
Of course.
But this is all related stuff, right?
I'm sure. Yeah.
From the UFO thing to this to remote viewing to
where we're at.
Consciousness, it's all the same. Dude, it is all the same.
I feel like I'm on ketamine right now. This is wild. Okay, hold on. Okay, so let's go back to this. Let's go back to what we're talking about. CIA released this. It's starting to get some traction again from 1988.
Mm-hmm.
I also do want to look at this first page because maybe you can explain this, and then we'll kind of get a final, synopsis of everything.
Yeah.
So project number TNG 0209. I'm sure that goes into files or whatever.
Yep.
Date, start, all that. Methodology, CRY, CR, or is that CRV?
It's an acronym.
CRY, stage 4 TNG. Does that anything that you can shed a light on that?
Not off the top of my head, but they do talk about a remote viewer number 32.
Right here, viewer identifier.
There it is.
032.
Yep.
So that is the person, whoever that is.
Yep.
Should we maybe look up viewer identifier? 032?
Probably redacted.
I'm sure everything.
Guaranteeing.
Just like those new JFK files they released. I've never seen so much blackout in my life. Oh, thanks, guys. You open up a few more thes and ands. Thank you. Anyway, and then other things in here.
Same
Access.
guy's responsible, probably.
Yeah. CIA. Viewer identifier 032. A 2-bullet suicide. One of those.
Yep.
Mission access and describe the target identified by coordinate 781410/110121. Is that where that's the location of it?
Yep.
So if we were to look that up, we should be able to put that in Google Earth and find it, right?
So target, that might be not even saying like Ark of the Covenant in that envelope. It could be those coordinates.
Right there.
Yeah.
Those coordinates, and just say, there you go.
Yeah.
Now, but okay, so riddle me this, Batman. We could just go look up those coordinates.
Well, you could try it. Yeah, I guess you could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bring it up.
You could, maybe.
And then, I mean, if I just get a dry spot in the desert, should we try and look it up quick?
Try it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe it comes down to Iraq somewhere. That would be crazy, wouldn't it? I've never. Yeah.
Coordinate map. I don't know. Map finder, GPS coordinates, latitude, longitude. Okay, let's do it. So latitude is always first. Isn't it?
Latitude then longitude.
Okay, so 781. Remember 781.
Copy paste that, can't you?
No, this is it. This is
okay. You don't have that.
No, I'm sorry. It's not. I'm using Windows 95, Dwight. So remember 781.
781.
And I will do 410. Okay, so
781 490.
410, you big dumb idiot. And then 110.
Okay.
121.
110.
11. Oh, shit.
110.
110. 121.
What's it on 120?
No, it's 121. These guys, you fucking son of a. Get address. It said invalid coordinates.
Ooh.
GPS. Invalid coordinates. I must not put it in, or maybe they didn't.
Let me hang on a second.
Wait, what? I got it right there. Coordinate 781410. Right? That's what we did.
No, that's not.
That's not latitude, longitude. What is it? No. What do you see? Is that some different? That's some CIA shit. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what that would be, but I know they do it by coordinate too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that, and again, it could be, who knows? Maybe it's some encrypted thing, or I don't know. Something like there.
That's a good question.
So here's some other stuff. Viewer tasking, see mission statement, comments, training targets. Oh, here we go. Comments, training target number 0209 is the Ark of the Covenant.
Okay. Yep.
Evaluation, viewer 032 attained excellent site contact, doing very well with stage 4 structure. Viewer also exhibits the ability to keep AOL to a minimum.
Yeah, AOL is an acronym. I can't remember what it's for, but I was told what that AOL was.
Ass on lock.
America Online.
America Online. They're working with the internet guys. Maybe in the chat room. I knew it.
Sex chats.
ASL.
If I was a remote viewer, I'd be in the girls' locker room.
Every time. It'd be like Porky's, but in my mind. Also, have to be careful with editing, though. This does not seem to be a problem at this time, just something to watch for.
Okay.
Dude, this is trippy,
it's
man.
Weird, dude. Dude, why is the CIA fucking around with this stuff? It's because this is all just stuff we already knew. This isn't new, dude. This is Brock, this isn't new. This is ancient. This is stuff we've already known.
Right. And here, look at this. Approved for release 0808 2000.
Okay, that's when it came out then.
That's when the approved for release 0808. So August 8th, year 2000.
Yeah, dude. That's when it came out. That's when actually, and then this has probably been buried, and then somebody dug this up just recently.
Yeah. And said, hey, guys, we got some, some savant or some telepathic guy looking at the Ark of the Covenant. Very descript, a lot of information here.
Yeah, they're doing this stuff all the time, dude.
Man,
all the time. This is not just a project that they put away. This is something they're constantly using.
So wait, 88 though, and 2 years later, what's the timeline for releasing stuff? How long does it have?
You mean 20 years later? 88 to 2000.
Oh, sorry, 88.
I mean, by my math.
I mean, sorry.
So far, we know you can't. You
can't
read.
1990, good year. Okay. So 88 to 2000, 20. So what's the, how long does stuff?
That's a good question. To declassify? You can declassify anything at any time.
Because kind of like public domain.
Yeah.
Isn't that 50 years?
I think that's 50.
Something like 50 years. Either way.
Yeah.
That seems like not that long though.
No.
That's sad.
But the president can declassify anything at any time.
Declassify. How much information can they let out?
Well, I mean, the intelligence agencies kind of run the show.
So because you can say, like I said, go back to the JFK thing. Oh, this big news, everyone. We're declassifying. It was nothing. It was nothing.
I know.
And so you can say we're declassifying it, but they can redact whatever they want.
Football.
Dude. Yeah, right.
It's because it's going to make the CIA look bad. Dude.
Yeah. Okay, so all right, I like this, and we're kind of nearing the end here. And we're going to talk about wet dreams next time.
Dude.
Remind me to put a pin in that. I don't want to forget.
Lucid dreams.
No. Wet dreams.
Okay.
That'll be the name of the podcast. It'll be Brock and Dwight the wettest dream. It'll be the name of it. So where can we leave this? What do we jump off from here? What's next?
Yeah, I think what you have to understand, what's next? I don't know what this is what we have always been talking about, dude. This consciousness thing, this is not new stuff. This is ancient. We keep thinking that, we're just discovering new things. No, going back to like our last episode, this is like falling right in line that like, this is just something that we forgot how to do.
Right.
And just because we can't take modern day science and we can't measure it and I can't see it, taste it, touch it, doesn't mean this
lick
doesn't. Yeah, lick it.
Go on.
right. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Right.
I know Pamela Anderson's vagina exists because I can't lick
I
it.
think she's aging well. I
But
like what she's
no,
doing. Go
she
on.
looked. Ooh, she
Go
looked a little-
Now, because you know what? She's not doing the makeup thing.
Suzanne Summers aged well.
She's dead. And did you see what her husband did? By the way, speaking of, it's so funny. You see what he made an AI bot. Now, let me tell you. Hold on. What I want to. We'll circle back around to what we were talking about.
Oh my God.
So her husband, right? The husband of the late great Suzanne Summers, Thigh Master,
Yeah,
Three's Company,
yeah.
a Step by Step, Suzanne
Are
Summers.
you
right?
sure she's dead?
I am positive
I
she
don't-
died of cancer. Yes, absolutely. Suzanne Summers is dead, Dwight. I hate
I'm-
to break the news to you.
Challenge. I don't think you're correct.
Suzanne Summers. We're gonna Google
Wait,
it right now.
okay, am I talking about? Am I wrong?
Suzanne.
Is this a Three's Company chick?
Yes,
Right?
Suzanne Summer.
Yeah, Thigh Master.
I say Summers, but it's Suzanne. She passed away in 2023 at the age of 76 years old.
Really? But
Yeah.
she was hot.
She still looked good.
76,
She
dude.
still looked good.
How
Absolutely.
did she get cancer? What kind of cancer?
I
Prostate?
don't think prostate. I don't think women have prostates. At least not all of them. Some of them do. In this day and age, some women can get prostate. But no, her husband made an AI, and they just released this. I just talked about this with Kiki on the Plan B show with Brock and Kiki, Monday through Friday, 3 to 7 p.m. All your favorite places.
It's terrible.
Eastern Central. He made a bot, and he took all of this, because a lady in entertainment like that, she has hours and hours of film and reels and interviews, loaded this all up into an AI program. What do you think the bot looked like? It looked like Three's Company Suzanne Summers.
Oh,
He didn't
dude.
do old
He went-
Suzanne.
yeah,
He went like, look, if I'm going to make an
Yeah.
AI version,
like the ultimate.
it's a little weird, dude. It's a
I
little.
know. I know. You just telling me that, I can circle this back around. You just telling me that, it shows how, how captured we are that we think death is the end,
Yeah.
and that how like we are so obsessed with the material world, dude.
Yeah.
Like just clinging on to the last little bit of everything in this material world,
Mhm.
when like we've got this all upside down, because everything that we think we know is new is wrong, and it's all
Right.
from ancient times. This is Thoth talking about what's on the emerald tablets, and it's, dude, this isn't the end. Like, this is ridiculous stuff. And once
Yeah.
I think we find out what our true purpose and our true power is, all of this goofy stuff, like, dude, that's just
I hope
weird.
so. Yeah. So here, if you can see it, like, so that's the bot right
Oh,
there.
yeah, dude. Okay,
Look at
well,
that.
yeah,
He made a young
oh, my
Suzanne
goodness
Summers.
gracious.
Like, it's just, and he programmed it with all this, and it, like, they asked, like, oh, Susan, they asked this AI bot, do you have like any fun memories? She goes, oh yes, and she shared this very nice memory, but you could tell it was just pulled from like some in all this stuff. But of course, why not make it 70-year-old Suzanne? No, he made himself a 25-year-old Three's Company.
I can understand that.
Like,
because
that
she
makes.
was-
I mean,
yeah,
it makes. I'm not saying I wouldn't
I
do the
get
same
it.
thing. I
right?
get it,
but I
yeah.
don't get the whole like. I need to hang on to my
Yeah.
dead loved one. My dead loved one.
So yeah, and that's honestly, that's a conversation we'll have for another day. I think
Yeah.
talking about AI consciousness, downloading it, what we
Yeah.
have, because like
Just
you know,
obsessed with the material world.
and after death and what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, going back to where we're
Yeah.
at, Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah.
Would this maybe bring up should someone reapproach us as far as getting another viewer, or is this put to bed? What do you think is going to happen from this?
No, I think we got it.
Yeah.
I think we picked it up. We grabbed it.
We got it. And
Yeah,
going
it's in
back
the
to what we
gover-
talked
the
about,
government did, and then
Yeah.
they gave it to some, they gave it to some military industrial complex company, some private organization to study it, research it.
reverse engineer this thing. Try to.
I mean,
Yeah.
it again. You're not going to be able to do anything with
Well,
it because it's quantum, dude. It's this isn't magic, dude. This is quantum technology. This is like, and they use that thing like what they were talking about in the Bible. They use that thing as a weapon to devastate armies.
Yeah.
That it carried the 10 commandments, but it was also another purpose to it was it was an ultimate weapon.
Yeah.
Which was they're kind of thinking it might have been nuclear or something weird. I don't know. I don't understand. Again, we don't understand it, but it's This is quantum technology
Yeah.
stuff that we just haven't.
It says
yeah.
the target is protected by entities. See page 14.
Yeah, and I
It can
think the
only
entities
open by those authorized to do so.
Yeah, I think the entities. I don't think they're actually physical beings.
No,
is what-
right. I
you
get
know,
what you're saying. Yeah,
entities could
yeah.
be something different.
Well, that is a wild one page to read. Wild.
Yeah.
And it's making its rounds now.
Uh-huh.
Something that's been buried for a while. And once again, in my mind, is something that I think a lot of people would be interested to read, but it gets buried with all the other shit. They throw something our way to throw us off the scent.
Yeah, they label it as woo woo, and
yeah.
then there you go. And then you got all the media like covering it, and they're just making fun of it. And
Yeah. Oh, look at this.
that's okay.
Some psychic saw the Ark of the Covenant.
There
Is Harrison Ford there? What about the little Asian boy? More at 6. Right. I got
dude,
you.
in movies too, like movies will stigmatize this stuff as well. Like,
Yeah.
oh, Raiders of the Lost. That's what you think of when you think of Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. Indiana
Nazi
Jones.
face melting,
Dude,
like it's
dude,
the terrible
100%.
acting.
100%. And that's all on purpose.
Yeah. Oh, I can see it.
Yeah. It's all
I get
purposely
big, huh?
done.
All right. Well, I like. Can we put a pin? Can we put a bow on this one?
Let's put a pin in it.
I like pin in it.
And
We're
then
gonna.
Wet Dreams.
and
I can't wait to get to.
I am excited. So next podcast here with
Wet
Brock and Dwight, conspiracist in cars getting coffee.
And you get labeled a conspiracy theorist, but
Come get us, Seinfeld. You and your much younger wife. We are gonna do.
I'm looking to trade my wife in for a much younger one.
Who isn't? Let's be honest.
Is this still recording?
My wife hurt herself stretching today,
Uh-huh.
and I would like to say it was for something fun, but it was just. And so I'll be honest.
It's only a matter of
And
time.
I'm not going to be weird. I'm thinking like 25 years old, right, for the next one.
Oh no, I'm going 18. Very bare
Wow.
minimum. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just right out of there.
You know, I mean, these older ladies are okay, but the problem is they come with an opinion.
They come with an opinion, and honestly, bags under their eyes, and just a real attitude. A real attitude with these broads.
Oh.
Yeah. I tell you what, if I had the Ark of the Covenant, the first thing I would tell her to do is shut that broad up.
Hey, oh, honey, go try to open this thing.
Yeah, why don't you do that? Oh, yeah, honey, I got something special in there for you. Vaporized.
What would it be that's special? Like you'll never have to do the dishes again.
And,
oh my goodness. Like,
I
it's
would-
like
hey.
we didn't make your life easy enough. We made you a dishwasher.
Look.
Oh, now you got it.
hey, there's something special in there. You don't have to pretend to like giving me blowjobs anymore. All right, there you go. I won't make you act like you like it. Wow, we derailed this.
Oh,
All right,
goodness.
hey, Wet Dreams next time with Brock and Dwight.
You got an outro? You got an outro?
And why don't we do this? Oh, wait.
All right.
I forgot. There we go. We're out of here.
Turn my shits up.
We'll see you. We'll see you next time. Boogie on out of here. I'll make you love to every single one of you guys included. You're going on Snack Patrol, Paul. We'll see you next time.